It's there one. It must be this one. Oh, here it is. This is the game I wanted to show you. So I'm going to show you a game from Title Tuesday, right? Okay, so thank you for being patient with me, guys. Thank you for being patient. I'll make sure you can see the board first. Thank you. And we're playing FIDE Master Jose Remolar. He's 2,402, right? So this is from Title Tuesday, and he's from Spain. I lost the game, but I want to show you the game, right? Because remember I said I was playing the game against Pragnandaha versus Hikaru, right? And I said I was trying to play in the Hikaru style, right? So here I am, I'm in Title Tuesday. You can see my rating for Title Tuesday in this game is only 22.58. I'm no Super Grandmaster, but I thought I'll try to play like Hikaru. And so I'll take you through the game and the way that I was thinking after watching some of Hikaru's games, the way I was thinking during the game. Because I thought that this game was very much in the Hikaru style. This is the late Title Tuesday Blitz, played about 12 hours ago or something? About 12 hours ago. C5, E5, B3. You see what I'm doing here? I'm playing like Hikaru. Hikaru, remember when he played Pragnandaha? Pragnandaha took a while to play E5. The only difference here is in this position. Yeah. When we look at Hikaru's move, he played this a bit later. Hikaru was playing like a B3 system. You know who also used to be a champion of that system? Bent Larsen. So if you want to choose irregular openings to try to keep the opponents at bay as far as all that modern theory, and you just want to get your pieces out safely, have a look at the games of Bent Larsen, Grandmaster Bent Larsen. He was a top Super Grandmaster. He made the candidates. He lost 6-0 to Bobby Fischer, okay? But he was really fantastic with the move B3. At the time, he was like a specialist in the world at playing B3 as the first move or one of the first few moves, right? And I noticed Hikaru was trying to think in the same vein for his blitz chess. So that's why I thought I'll try to play like Hikaru. E5 was played, B3, and I'm playing FIDE Master Jose Remolar, as I say. He's from Spain, right? So knight F6, and now bishop B2. Now I've got my typical Hikaru style game, right? Where we just develop our pieces, try to control a few central squares, and just slowly build up our game, right? So that was my plan, right? So I want to play like Hikaru. And I'm doing all this in 3 minutes, mind you. So I'm trying to copy the Super Grandmaster Hikaru in a 3-minute game in Title Tuesday. Good luck, John. Anyway, he played knight C6. So I thought, well, how do I play like Hikaru? And I've got to think quickly. I've got to be on my feet because otherwise this FIDE Master will roll all over the top of me because he's a stronger player. He played G3. I played G3. So I'm trying to double fianchetto like Hikaru. That's what he does. He double fianchettos and he plays like the monkey's bum, right? They call it they don't call it the monkey's bum, but they call it the orangutan. Some people call it the monkey's bum attack, right? Well, the monkey's bum defense because of the orangutan, right? Anyway, because it's sort of like backwardation. Backwardation. We're talking about inflation and backwardation. Oh my God. Anyway, here we go. Bishop C5 was played. Look at the FIDE Master go. And I'm thinking, oh no, he wants to kill me. And I've got to look at bishop takes pawn check. I've got to consider these moves. I'm thinking, what would Hikaru do? What would Hikaru do? So I played bishop there. And I was fearless. I was fearless. That's right. I thought, no, I could play pawn here, but I'm not developing my pieces, right? I have to be fearless. I've got to have belief in my position that bishop takes pawn check is not a threat just yet. So I have to develop my pieces. And I'm developing my pieces with the cross purpose of recapturing on d5 if necessary, all right? And I know that if he plays d5, I'll be getting the c file for pressure, like Hikaru does on the c7 square, okay? Well, he played d6 and he thought, no, I've only got 2 minutes 49 seconds. I'm trying to think about what he's thinking, right? So he's thinking, I've only got 2 minutes 49 seconds. I'll play solid. I'm higher rated than the Magician, right? Named after Mikhail Tal, for those that don't know. Mikhail Tal was the original Magician, right? Oh, who won the game? Prague versus Hikaru. Hikaru won that game. It was decided on the Pragnandaha blundered a piece in so he just blundered a piece. That's all it was. He had a few technical problems and he blundered a piece. Gilder Harm 2 says, if I had the same score counting skill as Stockfish at one depth or one ply, would you be good? Probably not. Up Brazen, first time chatter. Sir, please teach an opening with all variations. Well, I'm trying to do that right now, if you listen. Right, so this is how I'm playing like Hikaru. So he played d6. I played e3. So now I'm playing this move, trying to control the centre, right? So just blocking off his bishop, right? And his bishop is not so great because his pawns are on black squares and his bishop's on a black square. So he needs open lines, right, to do something to me. He needs to break through the middle or play f4, f5, okay? So, but at this early stage, we're just developing our pieces, right? So he castled. So I played d3, a little Hikaru move. That's the sort of move Hikaru plays. He plays little bracket creep moves, right? The reason why I didn't play a3 with the idea of b4, that's a little creep move, but he might play this move, right, just to annoy the crap out of me, and I don't want the crap annoyed out of me, so I played d3 to prevent it, okay? So he played bishop g4, bishop g4. So now he wants to test me. He's hoping that I make a bad move, right? So in this position, several moves you can play. If you're a beginner, you might play bishop here, which is not good. You might play pawn here, which is terrible, and would lose to any decent chess master. And of course, you could play queen takes bishop, but the knight would take your queen. For the beginners out there, of course, right? But no, we decide if we play knight here, he could again do something ridiculous. So we're playing knight here. And that's Hikaru's style. Little creepy moves. Not creepy. I'm not saying Hikaru is creepy, but we're playing little creep moves, right? We're trying to just sort of creep up on him, right? And hope we can get away with it. He plays queen d2. You know what d7. Straight away, he likes to play these one-move short moves, quick little one short moves to threaten something. He's actually threatening bishop here and destroying my white square control all the way down to the d5 square. Okay, so that would be disastrous. So what do? I play a creepy move. When I talk creepy move, I'm talking about we're just creeping up on him. Like imagine I'm a lion in the savannah desert in Africa, right? And there's a nice little antelope or something sitting there He's just having his little bit of grass, a little antelope. Yum, 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 not having a bit of grass. Well, what I want to do is I'm not as fast as him, right? He'll get away, he'll run away, he'll sprint away so I've got to be like one of those big cats. I've got to sort of creep up on him slowly and go, rawr, and get him in, right? Set the trap. And because we've only got, if we're a lion in the savannah, we've only got explosive energy to deal with. So he moved his bishop back, and I thought, B-U-T. I would have been more concerned if he played bishop here, right? Bishop here, threatening d5, right? And then controlling all my squares. I would be worried as hell about that. Okay. So anyway, but maybe he played bishop there, and I was very happy with that. I thought, Hikaru would be happy with that. So I played a3, just a little move, just threatened to b4. So I'm just creeping. So notice all my little pawns are all just sort of doing the orangutan business, the old monkey's bum, the orangutan. And he played a5, right? He wants to stop my queenside expansion. But little does he know, little does the FIDE master, Jose Remolar, know that I want to play like Hikaru. So I've got a plan, right? So I say to myself, what would Hikaru do here? So I played knight c3. I can't bring this knight over there because he'd take my queen off. But I can play knight here. Now what that does is that stops the d5 move. And now he must be questioning himself. See, this is what Hikaru does. He plants little questions into his opponent's brains so that they're not sure of themselves. And he does all these little creepy moves. I've worked it out. I've been studying what he's been doing. And I can't wait to play Hikaru. I can't wait to play him. I'll use his own style against him. But he'll probably kill me, right? But I don't care. I'll play him one day. I'll keep playing Entitled Tuesday until I bump into him. And I'll hope to get him before I turn 80. I'm 69. I turn 70 in September. So I reckon I've got another good 10 years in me to catch Hikaru. Right. So he played rook to e8, right? This FIDE master, Jose Remolar, okay? Or Remolar. So he's looking at possibly playing knight here, and he stops me. He really wants to prevent me playing d5, right? Because he's got my knight pinned, and he knows I can't play this move because pawn takes pawn wins, right? So what do I do? Well, I castled. That's what I did. I just put my king into safety, right? And I'm sure Hikaru would have done that. And then he played the bishop back. He said, I don't know what to do now. Your king's in safety. I haven't got a plan. And I thought, good. That's exactly what Hikaru wants. He doesn't want you to have a plan because your pieces are more fixed, right? You haven't got what's called I'm talking about Jose's position. He hasn't got what you call a fluid position. Now, we were talking Kung Fu, and we were going back to the mighty Bruce Lee, who was a master of Kung Fu. He used to always say, "Hi-yo! Your body is like water," he would say. He says, you're going to let your body flow like water when you're doing your Kung Fu moves. Right? So chess is like that too. If you have a rigid position, where you've only got 1, 2, 3 options of best moves, right? A rigid position. Then your overall potential in the position is limited. And that's why Hikaru has been playing this type of chess I'm showing you now, right? Except the difference is I'm playing white and I'm playing like Hikaru, right? So what do? I just play Queen D2. That's right. Because I'm just giving myself all these little Kung Fu options, right? I've got so much control over squares. I'm just controlling my half of the board. So as far as my half of the board is concerned, right, my half of the board, I'm impregnable, right? That's right, just like Hikaru. And that's what he does. That's what Hikaru does, right? So I was very proud of my game here up to this point. Up to this point. He played bishop a2. You know why he makes that move? Because he's got a rigid position, right? He hasn't got many options in the position. He's only got moves like rook here or any other moves. He can just be going. He can play bishop here and get me to play king here, but he could be going backwards, and he's not sure of himself. So he's got 1 minute and 14 seconds on the clock. Okay, I've got 2 minutes and 37. This is where I went astray. I was playing like Hikaru, I was doing the right thing, and then the silly bugger here, look at what I did. I played king to h2, anticipating that he's going to play bishop there. So that move is more like Petrosian. Petrosian would, the great Tiger, the world chess champion, Tigran Petrosian, would play like sort of prophylactic, preventative moves. He would prevent a threat before it occurred. And so I thought, that's what I'll do. I'll do a Petrosian or Karpovian, like a Natalie Karpov, the world champion. I'll do a Karpovian style move and just pick up a bit of time on him because he's only got 1 minute and 14 seconds. So he played knight back there, and then I'm starting to think, what do I do with this position? And look at this. I took 22 seconds to find this move. But I knew that with him going backwards, there must be a move where I can improve my position. And so I played pawn there. It took me 22 seconds to find that move. This is where I started going downhill. But my plan was still very much in the Hikaru style, bracket creep, right? Pawn takes. Now it's his move. He played pawn there. So I played rook a2, a little rook lift, saying, hey, that's what Hikaru would do. Hikaru would just sort of say, oh, it's my open file, I'm controlling all the squares. Do you notice that instead of just controlling all my half of the board, suddenly I might be just threatening to control the queen side. That's right. And if I can put all my pressure down here with my bishop and get some action going, well then maybe he'd be under some psychological pressure. He played bishop b6. Now, how long did I take for my next move? I've got 2 minutes. My opponent's got 50 seconds. Look at that. I played rook there straight away. Basic chess principles, control the open file. He took the rook, and I played rook takes rook immediately. So I lost no time, and now he played pawn there. Here, I played pawn there. I lost 6 seconds for that one move. He played bishop back there. He played it immediately and gained a second. Uh-oh, what have I done here? I've taken 30 odd seconds to find this move. But this is very much in the Hikaru style. The only difference is that in this position, Hikaru probably would have played it immediately. So it takes me 30 seconds to work it out. But this is the move I played. And the whole idea is I want to play knight here at the right time. Okay. So he played h4. He wants to get the attack on my king. He played it, only took him 2 seconds to find it. So I moved my king back, right, to move away from that side of the board. He pushed the pawn, and I played g4. I thought, well, you take that pawn, buddy, and I'll defend like you wouldn't know what. And actually, I'm really worried about that position. But I think he should take the pawn. But he moved his knight back instead of taking the pawn. I thought, you beauty. So what did I do? I played my bishop back. See, bishop a1. Typical Hikaru move. Look at this. How long did it take me to make the move? Bishop there. It connects the rook and the queen, right? Very important in chess. Connect your rook and queen. So he played pawn there. So I played knight hits queen. The reason I did this is typical Hikaru. We're playing both sides of the board. We're attacking the queen, right? And we want to deflect this bishop away from my attack on the pawn here, on the e-pawn, right? Now just remember, in some variations, f4, f5 will trap this bishop, right? So suddenly all my pawns, the configuration of my pawns, all those little bracket creep moves are all coming into play. But I've only got 27 seconds left. I'm thinking too much about the position. He plays queen d8, and I play rook hits queen. He played bishop back. So I played f4, here I come, charge! He played pawn takes pawn. I played knight takes pawn, attacks his bishop. I probably should have played pawn takes pawn, but I was a bit frightened of queen here and a big check down there, right? So that's why I took with the knight. Oops, Jadu. He played, I've only got 18 seconds, he's got 35. I noticed then that I hadn't been playing properly on the clock. So I played queen to b2, threatening the checkmate. Finally, I've got my black squares, threatening that, right? And then he played f6. He's trying valiantly to defend his king. So I played b5. I'm trying to create a pressure to break open the centre. And then he moved his bishop back. He's just trying to gain time. He's got 18 seconds. I've got 12.4 seconds. I'm trying to think, what would Hikaru do? I played queen to d4. Simple, controlling, central manoeuvring, Hikaru-style move, right? He played pawn takes pawn. Finally, he cracked under the pressure. I've got 11 seconds. The FIDE master, Jose Remolar, 2402, right, from Spain. He's cracked. He's played pawn takes b-pawn. It's a positional antithesis. It's terrible. So I played knight takes pawn. My knight on b6 has finally come into action. I'm attacking his queen. I'm attacking his knight. He played knight hits queen. So I played knight takes pawn check. I could have taken his queen. He wanted an endgame because I've got 8 seconds left and he's saying, you can't get me in 8 seconds. So I thought I'll go for the checkmate. So I'm still going for a dirty, big, filthy check right down his backside. And he played queen there. So what do? Well, I took his knight with check, didn't I? The whole position's falling apart. Hikaru style, right? So all my bishop is controlling all these beautiful squares. I've got 7 seconds left, right? He can't play his queen here. He can't put his queen here. He's only got one move. Did he find it? Yes, he found that in a fraction of a second. The only move. Well played, my friend. And now I played queen checks here. Where does he go? Okay. He played king here. Now I've missed the big move, the big kahuna. What have I missed? I played queen takes pawn check. What should I play? Would Hikaru see this? Rook takes bishop. That's right. Oh, if he takes with the rook, it's not checkmate. It's not checkmate. Look, he's created a square for himself. He's running away again. Well, we can't allow that. So what did we play? We played queen takes pawn check, which is probably correct. He played king there and he's moving over the other side of the board. So what did I do then? I played queen to f2. I didn't know what to do. I had 3.6 seconds left. But he played knight to e4. I played, what did I do then? Knight to e4. No, it's not. Queen to h4 check. Where's my game? Queen to h4 check. Oh, and it was in this position that I had lost. He had 6.8 seconds, and I started thinking about it, and I lost on time. And this is what I missed. I should have played this move immediately. If I did my chess.com puzzles, I would have played rook takes bishop. He would have had to recapture, and then I played bishop takes knight. And that's the end of the game. That's just a complete win for black, right? Complete board domination, right? So there you go. So I stuffed up. But Hikaru would have been proud of me. At least I tried. I tried to play in the Hikaru style. I did my best. Follow-up moves, I've got moves like queen here, threatening queen takes pawn check, just protect the bishop. So if he moves his rook, say he tries to get some counterplay, he can't check me even if he goes on the open file. He can't even check me. So I don't know what he's going to do in that position. There's no moves. There's no real good moves. Well, say he went here to try to get to the 7th rank. Well, I could just play queen here and just threatening queen takes pawn check. And how does he stop it? There's no moves for black. No moves. Maybe king here. There's just nothing there. Queen takes pawn. We just come in on him. We were threatening bishop takes pawn check. If he played rook to the 7th, we just play bishop takes pawn check. Queen takes bishop. There's a little checkmate there. Yeah, so, yeah, but I did play the game Hikaru's style. I'm very proud of that game. I just wanted to let you know that that game is the game that I'm most proud of. I might have lost the game, but I was proud that I made a conscious decision to play Hikaru's style, and it worked. It actually worked. And it worked marvellously because I completely outplayed my opponent. My opponent was just totally confused. He just didn't ever really get into the game, right? And so that's a style of chess that you can play if you don't like your standard Roy Lopez all the time, and you're playing the Queen's Pawn game, the Queen's Gambit, and it's just sort of grinding chess, and you want to be a little bit more creative. Well, have a look at Hikaru's games, and have a look at Hikaru's games, and just try to see what he's doing, particularly